Shalom. Shalom. There we go. One moment. All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm back with another live lesson through the Holy Spirit, the Rakak Wadash. All right. And I want to get into this topic here. The show is entitled Congress of Noahides to Install Global Courts of Law, Persecution, a Crucial Test of Our Faith. All right. So that moment that we've been waiting on is here, man. All right. And I kind of want to just, briefly touch on this here. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the hopeful elect. And, as we've learned from our leadership, our apostles and elders and bishops, you must understand what you're involved in. All right. Because according to prophecy, the dragon, all right, this beast is getting ready to come down upon the true believers in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right. Those that belong to Yahweh Shem Yahushai are going to be targeted. Okay. So I had saw a video and I just wanted to link up this article with the video. All right. But as you see here, this is from Wine Press. This came out June 17th, 2026. All right. So this is last month. Right. So as you read here on the title, it begins, Israel to host world's first official international Congress of Noahides to install global courts of law, resulting in persecution of all believers in Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. All right. So I'm going to play the video and we're going to read this article in a minute, but they're going to come down upon the whole world. All right. Fulfilling what is written in Revelation. Let's get that real quick. In Revelation 12 and 12. All right. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 12. And it reads, it says, therefore rejoice, you heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. All right. So they're going to come down full force upon those who believe in the scriptures, that those that believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right. And the most recent, things that happen that proves that this is true. All right. You have that Bill C9, I believe it's a Bill C9 in Canada. All right. Where they're going to pretty much outlawing the Bible. All right. Anybody that's, bringing out certain scriptures or whatnot, so these are just the beginning of many things that are getting ready to happen here. All right. But again, the devil is getting ready to come down, having great wrath, because he had but a short time. All right. And as we always bring out, just to prove who the devil is. All right. Let's get that real quick. It's the word devil.
Strong's G 1228. Diabolos. Diabolos.
All right. And it says, prone to slander, slanderous, accusing falsely. All right. As this Edomite is known as the accuser of the brethren. And that's exactly what he's about to do. Okay. It says a culminator, false accuser, slanderer, to point, metaphorically applied to a man. Okay. And that man is the man of sin. Okay. Esau, Edom. It says metaphorically applied to a man who, by opposing the cause of the Most High, may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. All right. So there is a nation of people on the earth that oppose the Most High, that act the part of the devil and side with him. All right. And at this point in time, we all know who that is. All right. So that when we say that this man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, he's just that. Okay. Now you should understand that by now. All right, we're not talking about no damn, red demon, okay, under the ground with horns in his head and a tail on his back with a pitchfork in his hand. Okay, this is an actual nation, group of people on the earth that are doing the bidding of Satan, man. Okay, so that should be clear at this point. You see, real quick, let's get that in before we get into the video here, right? This is 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 12. And it reads, 2 Timothy 3 and 12, it says, yea, and all that will live godly in Yahushua HaMashiach shall suffer persecution, right? So that we understand that persecution is part of this thing. It's part of the walk, okay? It's part of the straits that we have to endure, all right? A time of Jacob's trouble, a time like no other, all those things, man. Tribulation, affliction, right? So those that live godly in Yahushua HaMashiach shall suffer persecution, right? Let's get this word for persecution here.
Strong's G 1377. Dioko. Dioko.
All right, and it says to make, to run or flee, to put the flight, drive away. It says to pursue in a hostile manner. See, to pursue in a hostile manner. Okay, as the scriptures say, the dragon was wroth with the woman. Okay, we'll get that too. It says to pursue in a hostile to pursue in a hostile manner, in any way, whatever, to harass, trouble, molest one, to persecute, to be mistreated, suffer persecution on account of something, right? And we're going to suffer persecution on the account of our faith. Okay, what we believe in, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, this doctrine. Okay, understand that. Okay, this shit is not a game. All right, we're going to have to stand 10 toes down for Yahweh Shem Yahushai no matter what, through life or death, you know. It says, without the idea of hostility to run after, follow someone, metaphorically to pursue. All right, so you get it. So the persecution is going to happen. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the point here, right? Oh, one more. Just thinking out loud. Revelation 2 and 10. Okay, Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Right? Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil, all right, and we know who the devil is, as we just read. For the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life, right? So it's demanded of us, all right, that we be faithful unto death no matter what, okay? How the scriptures go, it says, strive unto the truth, unto death, and the Lord shall fight for you, all right? So understand, this shit is going to get real. That's why I said this is a crucial test of our faith that's coming here, man, all right? The world's first official international Congress of Noahides to install global courts of law. This is going to be global law around the world that these small hats are pushing. All right. International Congress of Noahides to install global courts of law, resulting in persecution of all believers in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Right. It says this November, the most committed Noahide leaders from around the globe will gather in Jerusalem to formally found together the World Noahide Movement. All right, so check this out. And before we play the video, okay, fair use, fair use.
Laws are being formally and So for the first time in history, the Noahide laws are being formally and globally established, complete with a founding charter, rabbinic court, regional councils, a financial infrastructure, and the state of Israel's formal recognition. This November 2026, tens of thousands of non-Jews who follow the 7 laws of Noah will send delegates from 6 continents to Jerusalem for the first International Congress of the Noahides. Now, this is not some little convention. They are founding a global religious movement. The Noahides, or children of Noah, are non-Jews who keep 7 laws Jewish tradition says God gave all humanity. Don't murder, don't steal, don't commit sexual immorality, establish courts of justice, don't eat flesh torn from a living animal, don't curse God, and don't commit idolatry. Now, it's their definition behind that last one that Christians need to understand. The foremost codifier of Jewish law ruled plainly that worshiping Jesus Christ as God is idolatry. That's the Noahide classical foundational position. So this November, a rabbinic court is being formally chartered in Jerusalem to govern Noahide law for followers worldwide. That court, the financial system, the regional councils, all of it operates under that same definition of idolatry. An institution with the state of Israel's formal recognition is being built, a legal standard that classifies the central act of Christian worship as the very thing it forbids. Now, this may seem like a small issue, but the violation of the Noahide laws, idolatry especially, means capital punishment by decapitation. Now, I believe this Noahide movement has the potential to grow into something much, much larger. Gentiles and Jews are creating a formally recognized religious court in Jerusalem governing a fast-growing global movement, starting with the position that the way Christians worship is forbidden. Now, on the final day of that Congress, 6 continental representatives present the signed charter to Israel's president himself. So whatever you make of that, it's most likely worth watching closely as we inch closer to that Congress in November.
You see that? Punishment by decapitation, as we read Revelation, chapter 2. Let's read it again. All right. Revelation chapter 2, verse 10, it says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." Right. So they're pushing global law that worshiping Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is idolatry. You see that? This is why these devils are, what are they pushing upon the world? Satanism. All right. So they're going to outlaw the Bible. You worshiping the Messiah is going to be labeled idolatry, man. Or anti, you know what? All those things. All right. So this fulfills Revelation 12 and 12, as we just read, man. All right. The devil's getting ready to come down hard with great wrath, because he had but a short time. So there you have it, right? Let's get into the article here, right? It's just not a game, like I said, just to add on to the video. And I'll play that video back again, right? But it says implementation of international Noahide laws and criminal justice courts is set to take a greater leap this year, as it was recently announced by the Noahide World Center that they will be sponsoring the world's first international Congress of Noahides in Jerusalem in November of this year, 2026. The announcement of such an unprecedented event comes at a time when nations, governments, and tech companies around the world are increasingly censoring and criminalizing so-called anti-you-know-what and criticism of Israel. See? It's all tied into it. It says, it follows President Donald Trump's pronouncement of the country's first ever declared national Sabbath in May, calling upon all Americans to stand in solidarity with Jewish Americans as part of Jewish Heritage Month, while also vowing to further clamp down on anti-you-know-what. It says, as noted by the wine press at the time, the first of this kind of announcement marked a, quote, significant departure from standard executive practice, integrating a specific Jewish religious observance into formal framework of the nation's 250th anniversary, right? And it's not a secret at this point, man. All these Americans know that these small hats pretty much run America, man. Okay? America is not ran by the American people, if you will. Okay? And as of lately, it's come out that they're merging the feds with the small hats. Okay? So this government is merging its government with the small hat government, man, into one. Okay? So we already here, man. Okay, it's about to go. It says, according to one commentator of the Times of Israel, who also said this presented an opportunity for all Americans to join in. Now, remember, I brought this out last year, right? This is from I brought this out 2 years ago, right? It's 2024. This is from Natural News, right? Remember this? Let me pull it up. Okay, this is from Natural News. It says Trump says death penalty, a proper punishment for anti-you-know-what in America. And what did we just heard from the video? Okay, any criticism against you-know-who? All right, punishment by decapitation. All right, if you follow the Bible, if you believe in the Lord, right? Punishment by decapitation. Okay, so it's going to be, it's about to be war out here, man. Okay, it says, let's read a little bit here. I have played the video. You know, we're not going to play the video, but just reading this quick point because he said that. He said we need to stand, you know, in solidarity with our Jewish brothers, right? It says here, many people, including his supporters, missed it. But about 5 years ago, Donald Trump spoke at a rally about how he believes the punishment for anti-you-know-what in America should be the death penalty, right? And Trump said this in his second term. He wanted to bring back the guillotine, okay, the firing squad, death by firing squad, lynching. You see? It says the crowd of cheering supporters. Trump appears to have been referring to a deadly shooting at a local kosher grocery store in New Jersey that he described as an evil anti-you-know-what attack that he called an assault on all of us, or it could have been about the synagogue shooting that happened around the same time. All right. So, you know, we seen the video. We ain't got to play it. All right. But we know what time it is, man. All right. Again, a crucial test of our faith is here. All right. This is Mark. Okay. This is Mark chapter 13. And I'm going to get to the point. All right. Things to come, right? So this is Mark 13:9, and it reads, it says, but take heed to yourselves, for they shall deliver you up to the councils, right? And the synagogues ye shall be beaten. You see? And ye should be brought before rulers and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them, right? And who's the rulers and kings of this world? All right. Going back to Esau, Edom. All right. Amalek. Okay. We're going to be brought before these devils. All right. For the testimony of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Right. This prophecy is literally about to play out here, man. Right. I want to get this word for councils. Right. Yahushua said that they should deliver you up to the councils and the synagogues. Right. How heavy is that? You know, let's get this word for councils. All right. Let's see what we get from it. Okay. What's this word?
Strong's G 4892. Sunedrian. Sunedrian.
All right, that's the word for councils. It says any session or assembly of people deliberating or how you say that word, adjudicating. It says the Sanhedrin, the great council at Jerusalem, right? And that's heavy too. What did it say? That they're getting ready to, it says Noahide leaders from around the world, from around the globe will gather in Jerusalem, man. All right. So these are all these top, small hat leaders around the world that are getting ready to implement these global laws of persecution. You see? It says, let's go back. Salakia. Lost my tab. Where is it at? Yep, here we go. It says the Sanhedrin, the great council at Jerusalem, consisting of 71 members, scribe elders, prominent members of the high priestly families and the high priest, the president of the assembly. The most important causes were brought before this tribunal, and that's what this is. This is a tribunal, okay, a wicked tribunal. And as much as the Roman rulers of Judea had left to it the power of trying such cases, and also pronouncing sentence of death. See, and also pronouncing sentence of death, with the limitation that a capital sentence was pronounced by the Sanhedrin was not valid unless it was confirmed by the Roman procurator, right? It says a smaller tribunal or council which every Jewish town had for the decision of less important cases, right? So we're going to be brought before these damn devils, right? That was it. Let me see if there's anything else in there. You see? So anyway, let's go back and read again. Okay? That's the council, the tribunal. Okay? These Noahide, these Noahide leaders. All right? Anyway, Mark 13 and 9 again, but take heed to yourselves, for they should deliver you up to the councils. All right, that's that Noahide, the Noahide laws, Noahide leaders in the synagogues, and you should be beaten, and you should be brought for rulers. You should be brought before rulers and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them. Right. So pursuing to Isaiah 13. Let me go there real quick. Isaiah 13. In verse 2, let's pull it up. Okay, this is Isaiah. Oh, let me share the screen. I lost the screen. Hold on. Let me bring it back. Okay, so this is Isaiah chapter 13. In verse 2, it says, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. The banner is this word, the truth. All right, this gospel. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. The high mountain represents America. All right. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. You see that? So this word is going up to the higher ups. All right. As prophecy stated, it has now reached the gates of the nobles, man. So now they've created these laws, all right, which justifies them to come down on the believers in Yahweh Shemir Washah, to persecute them, all right, to throw you in prison, to put you to death, right? The gates of the nobles. Who are the nobles, right? It says noble, princely in rank, all right, the rulers of this world. Okay, the people who control the world, that control society, man. Okay, they're getting ready to come after all of us, man. This is the point I wanted to make here. All right, a very crucial, serious time of our faith. You see, let's go back to the reading, Mark. Thinking out loud there, right? Because it said, like, for a testimony against them. All right, this word, this gospel is a testimony against them. It's condemning them. All right, Obadiah, last verse, right? The Lord raised up the saviors, all right, to condemn this place. Obadiah 1:21, and Savior shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the Mount of Esau. See that? Mountains represent major governments, man. So Esau's empire, all right, hegemony is being judged by the prophecy Yahweh Shemel Shai. See? And the kingdom should be the Lord's. Going back, Mark 13:10. And the gospel must first be published among all the nations. All right, which we are at that point. This word is the word of Yahweh Shemel Shai is worldwide, man. Okay, and what did it say? Then shall the end come. And are we not at the end of Esau's world? Verse 11. But when they shall lead you and deliver you up, take no thought beforehand what you shall speak. Neither do ye premeditate, but whatsoever shall be given you in that hour that speak ye, for it is not ye that speak, but the Holy Spirit. All right, because Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to be with us. As he said, he will be with us always, even to the end of the world. All right. Verse 12. Now the brother shall betray the brother. Now the brother shall betray the brother to death, and the father, the son, and the children shall rise up against their parents and shall cause them to be put to death. And ye should be hated of all men for my name's sake. You see that? So worship, it's soon to come, worshiping Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to be anti, you know what? To even say his name is going to be anti, you know what? Okay? That's the time we in right now. Okay? The banning of the Bible, all of that, man. And you should be hated of all men for my name's sake. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. There you go, man. You see that? Real quick. 2 Ezra 16. Okay. Just thinking about that one too. 2 Ezra 16 and 67, it says, behold, power himself is the judge, fear him. Leave off from your sins and forget your iniquities, to meddle no more with them forever. So the Most High shall lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble. All right. Verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and reproach and trodden underfoot. Right. So even if you sell out and you give in, you still gonna die. Okay, he's still gonna do away with you. All right. So it's better to stand with your faith unto death, if so be. You know, for there should be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. You see that? A great insurrection. Okay, that's the wrath that's getting ready to come down. They've already established the laws. Okay, they're getting ready to meet in Jerusalem in November. Okay, this is the real deal. You know, the Bible is going to be deemed idolatry. Worshiping Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to be deemed anti, you know what? According to their laws, you've broken the law. Now you must be punished through death. Okay. It says, let's go back. Bear with me. 2 Ezra 16:70. For there should be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They should be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Okay, understand what's going to happen here. Okay, all the laws, decrees are being set in place. All right, they got the they have the merging of pretty much Amalek in the government. You know, the martial law, the troops, they got everything ready to go. All right, the guillotines. Okay, apostles did plenty of lessons going into that. They got the guillotine set up. The FEMA camps, detention centers, the FEMA coffins, Okay, all these things have been set in place for years now, man. Okay, it says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses, you see. Then should they be known who are my chosen, and they should be tried as gold in the fire. All right, this is the time of our trial. All right, the straight gate. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemir Washai, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I would deliver you from the sand. And we're going to keep our faith in Yahweh Shemir Washai, that we be delivered out of this. Okay? But he's getting ready to come down. Right? Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide. It says, and guide them, and the God of them who keep my commandments and precepts, says the Lord power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. You see, you know, these different scriptures, you know, touching on that trial, that persecution that's going to happen here. All right. John 15:18. If the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love his own, but because you're not of the world, I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Okay? And you better believe that Esau is going to come with a narrative, all right, to slander us, you know, slander those of the faith, all right? So therefore we're going to be hated by the world, all right, for the namesake of Yahweh Shemir Washai, all right? Verse 20, remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. See? If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake. See that? Again. But all these things they will do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. See that? So it's going to happen. Right? This is the fulfillment of these prophecies here, man. This Noahide law shit, you know? Let me play that video again. Okay? And again, fair use, right? Fair use, fair use. Okay, let's go back. Where we at? Just had to put this came across my feed early on. I wanted to just put it on wax, you know, and show you how close we are to the end of this thing, man.
So for the first time in history, the Noahide laws are being formally and globally established, complete with a founding charter, rabbinic court, regional councils, a financial infrastructure, and the state of Israel's formal recognition. This November 2026, tens of thousands of non-Jews who follow the 7 laws of Noah will send delegates from 6 continents to Jerusalem for the first International Congress of the Noahides. Now, this is not some little convention. They are founding a global religious movement. The Noahides, or children of Noah, are non-Jews who keep 7 laws Jewish tradition says God gave all humanity. Don't murder, don't steal, don't commit sexual immorality, establish courts of justice, don't eat flesh torn from a living animal, don't curse God, and don't commit idolatry. Now, it's their definition behind that last one that Christians need to understand. The foremost codifier of Jewish law ruled plainly that worshiping Jesus Christ as God is idolatry. That's the Noahide classical foundational position.
There you go. Right? It's just about to get real.
So this November, a rabbinic court is being formally chartered in Jerusalem to govern Noahide law for followers worldwide. That court, the financial system, the regional councils, all of it operates under that same definition of idolatry. An institution with the state of Israel's formal recognition is being built on a legal standard that classifies the central act of Christian worship as the very thing it forbids. Now, this may seem like a small issue, but the violation of the Noahide laws, idolatry especially, means capital punishment by decapitation. Now, I believe this Noahide movement has the potential to grow into something much, much larger. Gentiles and Jews are creating a formally recognized religious court in Jerusalem governing a fast-growing global movement, starting with the position that the way Christians worship is forbidden. Now, on the final day of that Congress, 6 continental representatives present the signed charter to Israel's president himself. So whatever you make of that, it's most likely worth watching closely as we inch closer to that Congress in November.
Yep. And you dumbass Christians that support these people, man, you in for a rude awakening, man. My goodness, right? Anyway, let's see if there's anything else that we want to get out of here. I mean, the point is pretty much been made, just getting straight to the point here, right? As he discussed the principles, what's getting ready to go down. All right, death by decapitation. All right, the Bible and worshiping the Lord is idolatry. All right, it says its founders and primary teachers openly promoted the traditions contained in the Talmud and the mystical practices of the Kabbalah. Right? See, so they're trying to X out the Lord and exalt Satan, man. That's really what it's all about. Okay, remember, these are the people of the devil. Let's see what else. All small hats, right? It says, according to their website, the organization says Noahides are a community of non-Jews who follow righteous laws of Noah according to the teachings of the Jewish Bible. A shared mission unites Noahides from different cultures worldwide to live morally, create peace, and mend the world. Check that shit out. It says, many people around the world searching for a relationship with God have been attracted to the scripturally based Noahide faith. Our organization, Brit Olam Noahide World Center, was founded out of a desire to participate in this historical process. We are dedicated to spreading the universal values of Judaism, known as Noahide principles, throughout the world to intensify an authentic Jewish mindset and thought process within the state of Israel, man. So yeah, this is it here. Okay, this is their plans of this is all part of the NWO, in the lack of better words. All right, that they're going to govern the world and enslave the world, okay, through this ideology. That's all it is, right? Like I was saying before, hey, this is war that's being declared against the world. Okay, understand how close we are of this shit hitting the fan, bro. Throughout history, it says throughout history, the Jewish nation has been a spiritual catalyst promoting universal values through its national and religious lifestyle. This destiny, which began with a message of Abraham that all the families of the earth shall be blessed through you, is coming to life today, manifested in the return to Zion and the state of Israel. There you go, man. All right. These people are out of their fucking minds, bro. Right? Let's see if there's anything else. Let me see anything else we want to take from it. Yeah. This is total madness, man. Yeah, you could read all that on your own. All right. This is from the Wine Press. Check this out. The winepress.substack.com. You can pull this up and read the rest. But we've made the point. All right. Now, before we wrap this up, I said I wasn't going to play the video, but let's just play it anyway for those who haven't seen it. All right. Back in this article here. All right. But it's going down, man.
This evil anti-Semitic attack is an assault on all of us. It's an assault on humanity. It will require all of us working together to extract the hateful poison of anti-Semitism from our world. This was an anti-Semitic attack at its worst. The scourge of anti-Semitism cannot be ignored, cannot be tolerated, and it cannot be allowed to continue. We can't allow it to continue. It must be confronted and condemned everywhere it rears its very ugly head. We must stand with our Jewish brothers and sisters to defeat anti-Semitism and vanquish the forces of hate. That's what it is. Through the centuries, the Jews have endured terrible persecution, and you know that. We've all read it, we've studied it. They've gone through a lot. and those seeking their destruction, we will seek their destruction. And when you have crimes like this, whether it's this one or another one on another group, we have to bring back the death penalty. They have to pay the ultimate price. They have to pay the ultimate price. They can't do this. They can't do this to our country. We must draw a line in the sand and say very strongly, never again.
Yeah, dumbass people don't even know what they're cheering for, man. Cheering for your destruction. Okay? Because the thing is like you people that claim to be Christian, you don't realize that these damn small hats don't even fuck with you. You know, they spit on you, beat you up, right? Have you not seen the videos? Right? They even say they don't even believe in the Messiah. But you still got these bug out Christians supporting these damn devils, man. Right? Make it make sense. But hey, this is where we at, man. I wanted to pull up this article before we wrap it up, because I had made mention of it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay. About Trump saying that he was bringing back the guillotines in his second term. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find it. Just want to pull it up here. Trump, second term. And I think he said firing squad and guillotines. Hold on, I'm just trying to see if I can pull it up online. Bear with me 1 second. Let's see. Where's the article at? So this is from May 1st, 2026. It says Trump approves firing squads for federal executions. Okay. Let me make this bigger, small. Hold on. It says on April 24th, the administration of President Donald Trump approved the use of firing squads as a method of killing federal prisoners slated for execution. The Department of Justice is in an occupying 48-page report entitled Restoring and Strengthening the Federal Death Penalty. Check that out. All right. Restoring and Strengthening the Federal Death Penalty outline both the reauthorization of firing squad as well as the readoption of the use of pentorbital and federal executions via lethal injection. The decision came amid a wider push by Trump to increase executions and lowering the sentence bar for the death penalty. All right, there you go. Let's see what else. Okay. Let's see. No, we're not going to play any of those videos there. There was another article that was pretty good. I remember reading. We got the summary here. We can read that too. Right. The policy shift is part of a broader effort to carry out death penalty sentences and address severe federal crimes, which we're hearing here that this any criticism and anything that you say against the who's is a severe federal crime, punishable by death. It says the Department of Justice has authorized seeking the death penalty in additional cases and reestablished protocols for lethal injections, while several states have also moved to permit executions by gunfire due to supply challenges with other methods. And it says the federal move represents a significant change in capital punishment administration. There you go. All right. So it's all part of prophecy, as we read here, man. All right. Be faithful unto death. Let's see what else we got. That might be it. I think that's all I had here. I have all these tabs here. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. So, there you have it. It begins. All right. Israel to host world's first official international Congress of Noahides to install global courts of law, resulting in persecution of all believers in Yahweh Shah Mashiach, So yeah, the war is getting ready to go down, man. There you have it. So I pray that this lesson was edifying, man. Take heed, time we in. Understand what you're involved in, man. All right, it's going down. Shalom.